right, we'll come back in from recess. The time is 9:11. Can I get a motion?
I'll make it.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We're back in session. Let's see, we just got done with the claims, so we'll move on to public comment. Any public comment? Okay, we'll move on from public comment to our animal control.
Okay, so the total deposit was $3,145. We have 4 cases currently open. We have 2 dogs and 6 puppies that are waiting to get placed. The officers closed 27 cases last month. We had 11 running loose, 6 bite reports, 3 injured, 5 dumped, 1 bat that was negative, and then 1 deceased owner that had 8 cats, but they're already placed, so we're good. And then I had Dr. Milazzo come to the building and administer medications and check on all the animals because we took in a pit bull that was running along 57 on a Tuesday. Got the inkling that it was pregnant. On Thursday, it gifted us 13 puppies, so.
13?
Yes,
Whoa.
13. So, I thought it'd be best if Milazzo came to the building. So she did, and she also ordered some medications that we were going to need at the building, and such as flea medications, Bordetella, that kind of stuff, DAP. We also had deceased dogs in the freezer. We had 2 from a house fire that the owners never came back for. And then we also had 3 other unclaimed deceased. So we met with the disposal company this morning. I say we, but Jacob met with the disposal company this morning and they took all of the deceased animals that we had, so we're cleaned out now. We also had a case where a caller called in on last Friday and they almost hit a dog and then they stopped and there was a box on the side of the road, and that was the Friday it was raining. There were 7 puppies in the box. Linda got there and 2 of them were already deceased. She took the other 5 in and the mama of the 13 accepted the
Those 5.
the 5. We did lose 1, so we ended up with 4, so she was feeding 17. However, her and all 17 puppies got moved to rescue on Saturday, so we no longer have them. Also took and delivered tags to Dr. Milazzo and Dr. Joe, as they're the only 2 vets that are located in Iroquois County. They're the only 2 vets that can give out the Iroquois County registration tags. So they are now delivered and ready to go for 2024.
Any questions by anybody?
We're in a busy month.
A lot of clubs.
Yeah.
Poor mother.
Yeah, she was taking care of 17, and then we have one right now that has 6. And she's waiting to go to rescue too. It's just a matter of when they have a opening.
Where's that rescue?
It's up around the Moni area. It's the one that took the
17?
mama and all 17.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the community was fantastic. One of our animal control officers put a post out asking for donations of food to feed her a little more of a richer diet since she's feeding 17, and the community responded. We had a huge turnout of people delivering some food and supplies for those dogs, so that was wonderful.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Mhm.
All right, I'll move on to the Iroquois County Public Health Department. Eric, you're up.
All right, happy 2024. See program summary report. You notice you have total final numbers for FY23 over on the left, and FY24 starts with December. So we did a lot more food inspections in FY23, 536 total, compared to 323 in fiscal year 2022. That contributed to a number of things, one of them being the amount of temporaries that we inspected. There's just more temporaries to inspect, food trucks and so on and so forth, so had to do more inspections. Let's see, that was by and large the biggest contributor, that and re-inspections. Re-inspections typically when we go into a place, find a significant problem that cannot be corrected immediately, we are required by FDA food code to follow up within so many days, so. But there you have it. 143 permits issued. Our food establishments are permitted on a calendar year basis. So we've sent out letters in the month of December. We sent out some reminder call to all the people that did not turn in permits. They need to be postmarked by December 31st. So I imagine we're gonna receive the last minute ones this week in the mail. But yeah, that's a high number, and we'll probably see a bunch more on next month's. 4 boil orders, and most of those were in Gilman. They're working on some water mains over there. So on and so forth. 3 food complaints. One of those was for somebody that was cooking out of their home illegally. Another one was for a grocery store which was founded. The produce section needed some cleaning. Don't remember what the third one was. But that's what I have for environmental. Anybody got any questions before we flip on? I should note that we had more wells go in this year. More wells and septics compared to FY22 as well. All right. Page 2, any help? Our vaccines for FY23 are down compared to FY22 in our childhood immunizations, and of course, for our COVID-19 immunizations, less boosters were issued this year. We expected the decrease in COVID-19 immunizations. Childhood immunizations, that's probably partially contributed to less COVID-19 boosters available to the children. But I'm gonna have to dig more to get a better answer for that gap. Animal bites, we had 5, 3 dogs, 1 bat, and 1 squirrel. The 3 dog bites and 1 bat exposure did not need PEP treatment, but the squirrel bite, that individual did underneath go PEP treatment, which you could see near the bottom page in rabies. We have 1 listed, that person's going rabies treatment. The squirrel did not test positive for rabies. I don't think the squirrel was caught, but just wild squirrel bit me, which is not altogether surprising. Squirrels were the place. 151 cases of COVID-19 and 6 outbreaks. These are all congregated living centers within Iroquois County. There is likely 1 additional one that we're confirming. So it's definitely going around. Anything else about this page before I flip? All right. Quieter month for TB. That's good news. We have 1 CPR class over at Iroquois West where we have a school nurse embedded there. We gave out 8 Narcan kits. Majority of those was to our probation department. And that's about it for that. Unless anybody got any questions? Flip on to the last page. Alrighty then. We're still doing vision and hearing screenings in schools. A little bit of a lighter month because of school break. And school is still in break, but our vision and hearing technician will be back out that here in January. And our senior services numbers are still up, a whole total of 191 total clients on services right now. Last month it was 192, and that's high for us. So we've had a bunch of annual and needs-based reassessments, 5 new client assessments. Typically, typically around Thanksgiving, we start to get a bunch of new assessments in. People visit grandma and grandpa, see how they're not doing so well, and start searching for services for them. We saw that influx a little earlier than November this year, and we saw a very small bump in the month of December of that, but that's the numbers in short. Anybody else got any questions for me? All right, well, just one more note. SBHC will be working on renewing its I-Plan. I-Plan is its 5-year strategic plan. We do an assessment of the community health at large. We work with all of our community partners, invite them to public meetings, and we solicit public input with some surveys. So you'll be seeing some information posted from the health department about that.
Anyone else, any more questions for him? I have just one.
Yes,
At our county board meeting last month, Chad brought up the timing on the paperwork.
timing on the annual report.
Yes. So where are you at with that?
And last month, y'all got a copy of our FY22 annual report. And the year before that, it's around the same time that you got the last annual report. It is preferred at the beginning of the year as now. We're running into issues getting that all finalized with how late the audit happens now, which entirely is not anybody at the county's fault, it's just when the auditor did the job. So we're looking into what we can do to try to finalize some of our financial numbers earlier. Because before we had to wait for the audit, and the state wanted us to wait for the audit till that report gets sent to the state. But in state statute it said, well, it needs to be within 90 days of the end of the fiscal year. In short, I believe IDPH preferred us to wait until audit numbers were finalized, and that's why it's been getting in late the past 2 years.
Gotcha. I just thought this question might come up again, so I'd ask you now.
Fair enough? Glad you asked.
Anything else for anybody? All right, thank you so much. All right, so you got any questions on any old business? Any new business?
I do.
Sir?
Just want to remind everybody on the committee that the new claim forms for your county expenses are in your mailbox over here. So when you fill those out, you have an increase in the mileage. So pick your stack up today.
All right, well, thank you so much. Anything else? All right, that'll work.
I don't know anything else.
All right, so I guess we'll adjourn. Can I have a motion? Joe's first, Steve second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We adjourn at 9:20, or 9:23.